Hi, my name is Bonani Nyathi from Johannesburg, South Africa. I am married with 2 kids. I am fortunate enough to serve as a sales executive at Volkswagen. And yeah, that is me.
What does being a leader or the head of a household mean to you?
Being a leader and the head of a household to me means being there even if you're not there. Let me elaborate. So in my household, I stay with my wife and my children and my sister and my sister's partner. So even if I'm not there, as a leader, I've set a standard of I would more or less know what is going on there when I'm not there. And the person that you are, whether you're at home or whether you're out there, must be the same person so that people can be like, okay, no, even if Bonani is not here, this is how we have to behave and this is what he would expect of us.
What was the most difficult thing for you when you transitioned from being a single man to a husband and heading your home and your family?
What was difficult for me is that I can say that I never had like the training in depth. I never saw like the background of raising a family because my father was there, but he was always at work. So we never had that father and son relationship. So I never got the opportunity to learn from him, to see like what I must do and everything. But I knew that I knew the life that I wanted. My dream in life was I grew up watching a sitcom called My Wife and Kids. So that sitcom for me was like, okay, this is my life, simple. Whatever career I was doing, it must be able to provide for me and my family and do more than help other people. But that was my ideal life. But then I didn't know the background of it. Yes, in My Wife and Kids and at home, it was, you see like the good times. You are there and you don't see like the bills that come and so once I transitioned and see and saw that it's not about just me, it's about making sure that everyone is fine. That takes a lot. I'm so grateful that God is there to always say, let me take that off your shoulders. I really believe, okay, I'm not saying when you're single, it's easier to live without God when you're single than to live in a marriage without God. I mean, it's setting yourself up for failure or trying to head a family, etc. Without God. God has to be there to help you transition from that single to that husband, because who else would be able to teach you? So I had to seek God to be able to become a better husband, a better father.
What are some valuable lessons you've learned since being a husband and a father?
Patience. Children grow up so fast, but then the things that happen in between, you want them to grow up, but then when they are growing up, you miss out on so much if you are just always looking for that next thing, that next destination, that next thing. It's the value of patience. Like every day I've got this person in the house at 1 year old for 1 year. Then I've got this person in the house at 2 years old for another year. So you start looking at and valuing things differently, saying this person is going, and it's such a thing that gives me goosebumps, because I'll be like, if I know that this person is going, wouldn't I give as much as possible into this person, because I know that they are going. Life is just, it's a journey, and even like the time that I have with my wife, it's also time that is passing. So I have to value that time. Like I'm so grateful because we met in our youth and we are full of youth. We're probably gonna be youthful for forever because of the type of people we are. But then we must value that, because if we don't value that, then what are we gonna value in life? Well, then what are we living for? Like, because there's nothing that's more fulfilling than being fulfilled in today. So we must always ensure that we change, like, the way we see things, and the way we when we do things. Do we do them with value? Am I doing it just to push time and just to rush to the next thing? What am I rushing for? Why aren't I patient? You know, am I, like, with my wife? Are we living from date to date? Yeah, well, okay, it's nice when it's dates, but during the week it's fighting. Imagine, like, then it's off balance. We have to be happy every single day, and you have to be intentional about it. There's nothing that is coming. There's nothing that you ever have on lock. Never tell yourself you have anything on lock or fixed. There's nothing fixed. Anything can change tomorrow. You can lose everything tomorrow. No matter if you think you own things, or you can own everything and lose it tomorrow. You know? Find comfort in valuing today.
Do you think a man's upbringing and childhood affects his ability to lead, whether at work or with his family, and how so?
It's a very difficult question. Reason being, a lot of who I am today was contributed from who I was when I was younger. When I was younger, what gave me confidence, I wasn't a confident person, was the sports that I was involved in. I was really, really good at sports. So it gave me the ability to be set apart from everyone else. If it wasn't for sports, I think I wouldn't have been able to just be as confident as I am, because I am used to winning and I love winning. I feed off winning. If I'm not winning, I get angry. Like, it's it's personal. So that it contributed. Now, in terms of leadership doesn't come as naturally as what people would see. It's because I've been exposed to those situations, but then I've also learned how to handle being in those situations. So it's more being trained. I was fortunate enough to receive leadership trainings from my church, varsity. I've got mentors in life. It's very important to have a mentor. I've got a mentor in marriage. I've got a mentor in business. I've got a mentor just in just being a man, because that's just a whole nother story. But then you have to have people that you can speak to, people that have excelled in that industry. Don't go to, let's say, someone who's been through a divorce and ask them to mentor you about marriage. It's confusing. You can't go to someone who has never been in business and ask them to mentor you about business. You need to have mentors in areas and consistently be up to date. Go out of your way to learn how to be a good leader, to learn how to, like, in parenting, like, I go on parenting courses. I'm always researching on how to be a better parent. I'm always researching how to be a better husband. It's intentional, these things. It's not by luck or by I'm always in researching how to be a better employee. Yeah, so that I can, it goes back to the service thing of I want to be able to best serve all areas of my life. So I need to learn how to be the best at it, so that if I'm not performing at the peak, I can quickly notice it. Because if you don't know something and you don't go out of your way to learn what you don't know, you can't correct it. So then you're not growing. If this was okay today, yes, it helped me survive today, but it doesn't mean it's going to be okay tomorrow. Mold the type of person you want to be. Yeah, well, I ask myself every single morning, what type of person do you want to be? Yeah, well, so every day, just ask yourself, okay, what type of life do I want to live? And I always remember, mine is my wife and kids. Yeah, well, what type of person, therefore, do I have to be? Yeah, well, okay, I have to be, number one, an honest man. Yeah, well, yes, I may not be perfect in all areas.
So it's like small steps lead up to the bigger picture. Like, you have that vision, my wife and kids. That's what I'm trying to get to. So you have to make the steps and decisions each day to build that what you want.
Yes. and I have to appreciate every day, because it takes those days to build that.
What or who keeps you accountable in making sure you lead with integrity, with gentleness, and like that you're responsible?
Sure, my wife is always there to give me a hiding. I won't lie. If I say I'm gonna do something, I think that is also what's been a difference maker in my life. What we do is my wife and I is that we set a 1-year goal, 3-year goal, and 5-year goal. It's not together goals, but some of them like are obviously synchronized. But then she's got her goals, I've got my goals, but then we keep each other accountable to it, because at the end of the day, we're both gonna benefit from each other's growth. Number one. Number two is that we don't want to live with the person frustrated because they said they're gonna do something, they didn't do it, now they're not doing it, now they're making everyone around them feel grumpy. Yeah. So basically it's like she makes sure, like, if I say I'm gonna do this, if I say that I'm gonna complete this course, like this year I wanna complete my certificate in theology. I really wanna do it. That is my goal for this year, and I know that I'm going to do it. Even if sometimes I grow weary, I get tired, I don't want to study, I'm going to study. And then apart from that, I've got my brothers, I've got my Joseph, who's very, very close to me, and also my mentors. I tell my mentors, okay, this is my plan.
If you could give a newly married man and a father advice about being the head and not the tail of his family and home and workplace, what would you say?
Go there with an attitude of, number one, serving, because you'll be willing to learn. You don't know anything. You don't have anything on lock. You're not better than anyone. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Your job, you just come there and with your hands like this saying, how may I serve you? To your children, to your wife, to everything. Then you'll be able to, even when you're wrong, you'll be able to apologize. You'll be able to go the extra mile to keep peace in the home. And importantly, you have to train. There's nothing by chance. Every quarter, don't let 3 months pass without going for a marriage, pick up counseling or whatever. Just do something mental boosting related. Find something. There's many things online. There's courses. Do a course every single time. Do something. Yeah, well, you have to keep being intentional about investing in your marriage and your parenting. Those things, it's not chance or anything. Don't leave anything to chance. There's no such thing as chance. Yeah, well, you have to be intentional about every single thing you do and make every day count, because those days are only counting down.
If you enjoyed this episode of Black Boys Speak, make sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and follow so you don't miss any episodes.